We are leaving to go check out Florida for a couple of days to see if it's someplace that we potentially want to move to. And my sweet little Eve girl here needs to hop in the fridge for a couple of days. If you are going to be out of town for any length of time, more than overnight, and your starter will go more than 1 day without being fed, it needs to hop in the fridge. So I have my handy dandy discard jar here. I use my discard all the time, so I just place my lid on top. If it's going to be stored in your fridge for long periods of time, you should have a sealed lid. And I am just going to discard right into here. If you don't want to have a lot of discard, I like having discard because I like making discard recipes, but if you don't want a lot of discard, maintain a smaller starter. We are going to be restocking jars, spurtles, and all of the brand new prints of the bowl and jar covers when we get back, probably Wednesday. I'm going to eyeball feed a nice big feed here. It's going to be a few days until she's fed again. And you're gonna feed it and put it directly in the fridge. You don't wanna feed it and let it rise and then put it in the fridge because it's already eaten through the flour, so it won't have anything to snack on while it's in the fridge, okay? So you wanna put in there freshly fed. That way when you pull it back out, whenever, in a few days, a week, however long it's gonna be until you're able to feed it again, it's had some fresh flour to work its way through in the cold environment rather than being in there starving. Bare minimum, you wanna try to give it equal parts flour to the amount of starter in there. I'm gonna go more. I want it to have plenty of flour to feast on while I'm gone. And it'll also encourage it to bounce back better when I pull it out of the fridge. We are gonna keep it nice and thick. I don't want it to be super watery because as starter feeds through the flour, it'll loosen up quite a bit as it is. So if you start thick, it'll stay thicker. Does that make sense? And I just keep it simple over here. We're not super technical, okay? Because I am going to be back in just a few days, I'm just gonna be using my waterproof lined jar cover here. You can certainly lightly place the jar lid on here too. I wouldn't screw it down a whole lot because it's gonna take some time for your starter to get down to the temperature of the fridge, so it may rise a little bit and you don't want a whole lot of pressure to build up. So just something to keep anything out of the jar while you're away. So we're gonna do this. I really encourage you not to use cloth lids that are not waterproof lined. If you do, you have probably found that you'll get a thick layer across the top because it doesn't maintain the moisture in the jar. So waterproof lined jar covers are superior. So I'm gonna put this directly in the fridge and she's gonna hang out in a chilly little environment till I'm back. She's gonna chill with the pickles and the salsa, some blueberries, my favorite pepperoncinis, and get to know each other, make some friends.